All right. Thank you, Kelly. I want to bring in Ryan Hillsberg now. He's a former CIA intelligence officer and our guest tonight to continue this conversation. I appreciate your time tonight, Ryan. Dismantling Russian special services in Poland, these 45 suspected spies, as they say, is this just the tip of the iceberg?
You know, it possibly is. You know, this isn't uncommon for different types of countries to expel other diplomats, especially if there's a political issue that's going on, but also if they're found by the local security service to do something, or they're caught doing something that they shouldn't be doing in country. And so I think this is just escalating a little bit. But again, something that's not uncommon, and really under Article 9 of the Vienna Convention, a state can actually declare any foreign member of a diplomatic staff. And really, they don't need to provide a reason either. And so for these 45 suspected Russian spies to be deemed persona non grata, you know, it's not surprising to me, as this type of thing, like I said, does happen. But I think there's probably some other information that we're not privy to yet that will likely come out in the upcoming weeks.
I wonder what's required to gain Russian diplomatic status in Poland or elsewhere?
Well, from an embassy perspective, you know, all the staff working there, and I was actually surprised that there were so many Russians in Warsaw. And I heard that was only half of the number of the Russian diplomats that were operating out of the mission, the embassy there. But yeah, once you have that diplomatic status, that's almost like a protection for you. And so if you've got diplomatic cover, there really is no punishment. The punishment really is that you're being expelled from the country. And so, you know, as we've also noted and heard other stories today in the media, it looks like the Russians will also be doing some reciprocity with Poland and now also the U.S. as well.
And as we have reported, they did not give a reason as to why they were expelled. They don't have to. They may not. But what is their motivation potentially? Is it weapons getting into Ukraine? Is it movement of troops and forces? Where are the NATO forces right now? Is it the refugees and the situation there? What would be your guess for any spies from Russia?
I think it's all of the above. You know, Russian spies, when they're operating in a foreign country, you know, they're looking to steal secrets and classified information. And so they're looking at military intelligence. They're looking at state secrets. They're also, I mean, Poland is a member of NATO, and there are a lot of Ukrainians that are fleeing to Poland. And so for all of those reasons, and then just for the matter of fact that anything that Putin deems a national security interest, he's going to have them looking to gain intelligence on. And so for those reasons, you know, I definitely think those are the primary ones.
And no one's naive to think that it's just happening in Poland. I mean, the president right now in Belgium, the stakes are high for him in this trip right now, 4 weeks into the war. How much, I guess my question is, how concerned are you about the president's safety, about these diplomatic talks, and where else Russia may have spies keeping an eye on exactly what's being said?
I think they're definitely keeping an eye on what's going on. But our Secret Service, you know, they're some of the best and brightest from a protection perspective. And so I'm not concerned about our president's safety. But for sure, the Russians are going to want to know what's happening in these talks. You know, it's probably a top tier information gathering perspective that they're going to want to know and have some insight into.
Kelly brought up the point in discussing this with the expert she talked to earlier about destabilizing Poland. Is that a real threat in Poland and other NATO nations that neighbor Ukraine?
You know, I'm sure that they're thinking about it, and they're probably taking it as a real potential threat. You know, even before the lead up to Russia actually invading Ukraine, you know, the U.S. government and other allies, they were saying this is happening, this is going to happen. And then the Russians kept coming back and saying, no, you know, that's not what we're doing. This is just an exercise. And then lo and behold, you know, the Russians start invading Ukraine. And so I think at this point, every country in that region, they're going to be concerned. They're going to look inward and say, you know, are we ready to protect ourselves? Are we ready to defend ourselves? Do we have the necessary, you know, security procedures and policies and processes in place to make sure that, you know, we're protecting ourselves and we're being proactive and we're being preventative.
And intercepting that information so critical right now. Ryan Hillsberg, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Marnie.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.